Yeah.
Yeah. Good start.
Hi, I'm Nirali Patel, and I am the Main Street Director for the City of Monroe.
Hi, I'm Melissa Saye, and I am the Director of the Northeast Louisiana Children's Museum.
And today we are making slime and getting to know Melissa and a little bit about the museum. So, Melissa, start us off.
Okay, so we have made thousands and thousands of slimes here over the years.
You are the slime queen of Monroe.
Thank you. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out, we're going to actually mix 4 liquids and they turn into a solid. It's a little chemical reaction that we teach here as part of our STEM lessons that we have for everybody that comes in. We have a little cup of just regular old glue. That's what we're starting with. And we're going to add some water as our second ingredient. So I'm just going to squeeze in a little layer on the top, okay? And then we stir.
So while we're stirring, let's chat about the museum.
Sure.
So can you tell us a little bit about how the museum even began and what led you to want to take on this project?
Sure. So back when Abraham Lincoln was president, not really, back in 1994, I was working with my best friend, Martha Ryan, at a school here, and we both had young children, and we thought, as transplants here, what could we do with our families? And so the idea of a children's museum came up. Over the next 3 or 4 years, we worked on opening a museum, and so in 1998, we opened our doors right here in downtown Monroe. Okay, so our next step is to pick the color of slime. We're going to pick the food coloring.
Which one would you buy?
I will go with, well, you're the guest. You select your color first.
Oh, okay. I think I'm going to do
Okay, I'm
green.
going to do blue, and we're just going to put a couple drops in, and then we're going to mix a little more.
As I have stated multiple times to anyone that listens to me, I am a color expert, and Crayola should hire me. Hey, Crayola. So, Melissa, I remember coming here as a little girl with my school. My mom would bring us, me and my cousins and my sisters.
Yes.
And so this place is integral for my childhood.
Aww.
And I've seen it grow and become all of the things that it is. I remember being here, pretending to know how to cook. But fun fact, the best thing that I've ever cooked is cereal.
Cereal, excellent.
It is my girl dinner. It's my girl everything, really. Can you talk to us about how impactful it's been for other kids like me who've grown up here and really gotten to see this place as a staple of the community, and now they're bringing their kids?
Right, that is just so heartwarming, you know, to see families that have, like you, started here as children and now are bringing younger, you know, family, and just been amazing. So over the years, we started just as a place for little educational sneaking in. It's become a lot more of a staple, as you said, for teachers, school systems in our region, and really not just in Monroe or Ouachita Parish. We see about 18 different parishes over the course of a year that come here, or we bring our outreach to them. And that slice of what we do has expanded immensely, especially post-COVID, where we bring our programming to outside parishes. It can supplement what they're learning in school. It can put something that they're learning in their hands, and maybe they'll have a little aha moment where they're like, aha, that's very interesting, and maybe spark an interest of something that will create a career for them in the future.
You did tell me a story recently about how you had a visitor who now works for Acadian Ambulance, and he remembers playing in the ambulance, and I'm sure you hear so many of those stories every day.
Yes, and they're just wonderful stories. I mean, there's just a lot of great exhibits and a lot of great history here, a lot of family memories that are made, and that's something that we find joy in every day.
I love that. What are we doing next with our little concoction?
Okay, so our final liquid is borax mixed in water. So it's dissolved in there, and we're going to pour in a little bit, and you'll see that it changes as you stir. It becomes a little more solid, a little harder to stir. And that's because all the little molecules in there that are kind of loosey-goosey hanging out, they want to be close together now and stick together. So they're mixing, so that will make our little slime ball in there.
You know, I completely understand why parents and me as a nanny ban slime from the house.
Yeah, it's kind of messy.
But I'm having a great time over here.
It's very sensory, which is nice.
So is this one of the projects that y'all take with you to the
is.
schools when you go and do some enrichment with them?
Yes, we do. We have a whole menu, actually, that we develop and we update every year so that it goes along with the curriculum of the schools. So we're emphasizing what they're already learning in school. But then also, we also custom create STEM programming too. For example, we did one on, somebody was teaching about natural disasters. And so we learned about earthquakes and seismic rings, and we built sugar cube buildings, and then the kids got to actually simulate on the board what an earthquake was like. You know, it's really into what structures were most sound. So there's a lot of fun happening in the middle of the learning.
Wait, that's a lot of fun. I would have never thought about how a simple craft like that can be so much bigger.
Yeah.
Now that you're reaching so many parishes too, and you're seeing so many kids, you guys have kind of outgrown this location, not once, but twice, right? Or is it more than that now?
Well, we started just in the front, expanded to the back, and now we're at capacity. So yes, that's a great.
So will you tell
thought.
everyone about what is happening with the future of the Children's Museum? Because I know we're all very excited.
We are so excited. So we are in the middle of our plans, more than the middle, to relocate our Children's Museum to Forsythe Park. As you know, Forsythe Park is in the middle of an amazing renovation, expansion, and transforming that beautiful park into a jewel in the crown of the city. And so we are so fortunate to be a part of that. And so we are working on plans, have an architect, we're working on our design, we've got a great team that's helping us, and we are raising funds to relocate to Forsythe Park. Our building will be twice as big, we'll have an outdoor learning space, and we'll be right in the park. The ideal for families, for teachers, for classes, for
it's a perfect field trip.
It's gonna be wonderful. We're gonna reach in and get the slime out, and we're gonna give it a squeeze over our cup. Good job. And then sound effects are actually not even need to be added because they're going to make their own. And then we're going to just flip and flop it back and forth in our hands. As you flip and flop, it's going to dry out.
Okay.
And then you can see how our 4 liquids became a solid. Disclaimer. Do not leave this sitting out on your couch. If you play with it, put it back in your little Ziploc bag before you forget.
Oh my gosh, Melissa, your hands.
I know. This comes off with soap and water.
Yes, pretty easy.
Yeah. We have all the kids put their hands up and like they're going into surgery. We tell them to walk like a doctor. I walk like a doctor and go wash your hands.
It all works together, guys.
Exactly.
We go from scientists to doctors treating patients.
One thing I wanted to mention also about as we design the new Children's Museum is that the whole focus of it is to highlight Northeast Louisiana.
Yeah.
The entrepreneurs that we have from here, the history that we have here, agriculture, manufacturing, healthcare hub that we are, and those will be reflected in the exhibits that we have. Everybody in the community has an opportunity to help us with that design and give ideas to us.
It is so important to have pockets of opportunities like that locally. You were telling me earlier that when you opened here that you were the only other children's museum in Louisiana at the time.
Yep.
And the other one was in New Orleans. To see that something so amazing started so long ago and is continuing to enrich the lives of future generations that's pretty impressive.
Well,
and I know that you have a wonderful team that is just as passionate as you.
Absolutely. And the community. You know, we wouldn't be here without support from the community. So it's really a community organization and not just a person.
How can the community continue to support?
Aside from the financial options that we have, one being our founding families. We're looking for 100 contributors to the new museum, and they'll have a special place in the museum where their name will be recognized. But there's also the ideas. I went to a children's museum in this town, and I loved that my child had the best time playing here and learned this at this exhibit, and here's a picture of it. Those are helpful. Supporting our fundraisers, cheering our message. When we have posts on social media, helping us spread the word of what we have going on, coming and attending the things that we have. All those make a difference. The more people that we have that come and attend the things that we have here, and a lot of them are free. We want to make it as affordable as possible. The more we can bring in.
Thank you so much for letting us spend some time in the museum this morning and teaching us how you made it in downtown Monroe. And we are so excited for your future in Forsythe Park. Hope that you guys attend some of those future opportunities and help the museum grow further.
Thanks. I appreciate having the opportunity to make slime with one of my favorite people. Y'all come visit downtown.
And remember that today is a yay day.
Yay day!